Welcome, new residency schedulers. For the next minute or two, I'm going to talk about how to convert your existing schedule to the next academic year without having to recreate everything. If you're brand new to Amion, there's a help index out at amion.com. The help link will take you to a bunch of our commonly asked questions and answers, and there are some more involved explanations and videos about how things work, but this is a crash course to get you started. So I have got a sample schedule that I'm going to log into. This is a residency schedule, and it's a pretty big one, and I'm going to show you how to move this schedule ahead to the new year. This is the 2021/22 year, so starting July 21 and running to June 22, but I want to get next year's schedule ready. So I'm going to do that in a program called OnCall. Schedules are edited in this program called OnCall. It's a little downloaded application. If you don't have the OnCall program, the place to go to grab it is amion.com and the download link at the lower left. Grab the full Windows version. If you're using a Mac, there's an explanation of how to do that as well. You'll end up with an OnCall program or an OnCall icon. Open that up. Choose to open an existing schedule. Use your administrative password and it'll pop your schedule open. If you have any trouble with that or need your password, drop us an email and we'll write you back with that info. Once you're inside your schedule, a quick how-to. All the icons here have mouse over notes. It just so happened that when I open this schedule, I'm in the shift schedule, its own kind of separate grid, typically for daytime assignments. There's also a call schedule, usually for overnight stuff, but you can use either one. There is also a cube icon for the block rotation schedule and a blue C for the clinic schedule. You don't have to use these. And the advantage to using this platform in Amion is that the rotation schedule exists. If you're not using rotation assignments, Amion has a much simpler, we call the attending platform that you probably should be using. But if I'm looking at this current year's schedule, these four icons are the ones I spend most of my time in. The other icons off to the left represent the different classes in my schedule. So I've got a PGY1 page, a PGY2 page, and they're the different block rotation groups that I can pull up. And the other icons to the right are different ways to lay out the view, table versus calendar view. There's a statistics and tallies page and a few other options I'll talk about in a minute. Basically, if I'm looking at my block schedule page, I might want to look at this by turning off the all staff view so I can look at one class at a time. But I basically want to get this into the new year. And there's a tool for that. So I'd click File and Convert to get it over to the new year. Now, you have to renew your license before you do that. So typically, what you want to do, the very first move you want to make is to click File and Publish to Amion. You'll see an Admin Login button, and that'll open up your web browser right to your renewal page. And if you need to renew it, the green cart icon at the top will let you do that. You don't have to pay your license in order to get working on the new schedule, the New Year's schedule. The moment you renew, your schedule's ready to go. You can put an invoice out for payment. You don't have to have that invoice clear before you get started. So no worries there. Once you've done that, once you've chosen to renew for the new academic year, you can go back to the OnCall program and you'll be able to click File and Convert to 2022-23. And then the system will say, you know, this is going to get your new schedule ready. You don't have to re-enter anything. It's going to take the current year stuff and push it ahead. And I'm going to say yes, continue with the conversion. So it's going to take all my names and all the things people do and move it ahead. Now we're in the 2022-23 year. And all the assignments came along for the ride. And I'm going to show you how to get those out of there. But in some cases, people rotate through the same things each year. So it's meant to, it does that on purpose. It pulls all the assignments along with it. Now, now that I'm in the new year, I'm probably going to graduate my 3s. They're going to have left. So I'm going to click File and head to the General Setup. And the General Setup is the spot where all the criteria on the schedule get entered. The Staff tab is the one that contains all my staff. The 3s are all going to graduate. I usually do this by hand rather than eliminating the whole PGY3 class because there might be a PGY3 that sticks around and has to finish a few things up. But I'm just going to click a name, click Enter twice on my keyboard, and that pulls them out of there. Maybe one of our 3s will stay. Maybe Ranger needs to do a few things and finish up the year. Once I've done that, all the names for the graduating guys are gone. guys and girls. I'm not going to add the new names yet because the next step for me is to click and pull up the PGY2s and then click Edit and Move All to be PGY3s. All these folks are moving up to be seniors. I'll say yes. And I'm going to, this is the point where the system says, hey, do you want to clear out everybody's block rotation schedules? And I'm going to say yes. There we go. So now we have a bunch of 3s on our schedule. We have no 2s, but the 1s are going to become 2s. So I'm going to click on the 1s page, click Edit, Move All to be PGY2, clear out their schedule. Say yes to moving, clear their schedules, and now the 2s, or the 1s are 2s, the 2s are 3s. Looking pretty good. And to add some new 1s, I like to go back to the general setup under the File menu, head to that Staff tab, and add the new names here. So we'll add a couple of those, and that's how they'll appear. Once the new names are in, I like to click on their name along the left-hand side here and add some contact info for them. That's the spot to do that. And then they're ready to go. You can start scheduling their block stuff. I have a list of block rotations in my floating toolbar, my trusty sidekick, the info box, and I can drop them in. There's a more in-depth video in our website's help index on adding vacation and letting staff submit their work preferences. They can submit time off requests, which can make things a lot easier for a scheduler. Once you've got your blocks built out, you can then have the system automatically build call assignments based on those blocks, which is kind of neat. If Patel's in ambulatory care and I have a call schedule that's tied, a row in the call schedule that's tied to ambulatory care, I can have the system automatically assign her. That's done via a staff by rule. There's a good video in the help index on that. The same is true for shift schedules and also for clinic schedules. I can tell the system, hey, I want you to assign someone to Monday, Wednesday, AM clinic whenever they're on ambulatory care, and the clinic they go to is called clinic, and it's going to be applied to everybody. So everybody who's on ambulatory care goes to clinic, the clinic called clinic, on Monday and Wednesday morning, and that'll happen automatically. Of course, I assigned Patel way back in July, I think, so I don't have anything to show for her at the moment. At least I think I did. Ambulatory care in July, and I'm looking at July, oops. And apply. Oh, I'm still in the very end of July. I want to go here. There we go. So there's Patel doing clinic every Monday and Wednesday morning. She has her clinic canceled on July 4th, one of the holidays. Plenty to do, plenty of cool rules about canceling clinics are in there as well. And not every group uses clinics. Not every group uses a lot of these features. A couple more things in this short, not so short video. We've got the table view or the calendar view of every option on screen. Most residency schedulers stick to the table view. The system lets you see more without having to scroll around. But if you're working on your call schedule and you prefer to see it in a calendar-style grid, you can certainly do that as well. The statistics view, the Sigma icon at the top here, will count everything up, and your trusty sidekick, the info box, will tell you what you're tallying. I don't have much in the way of call. I've got some clinics I could count up. Other icons here, there's a blue dot above a white dot. That's a schedule content window, and that lets you build subsets. Subsets can be certain groupings of rows on your schedule, which you can then retitle just by clicking up here. So I've got an ICU call schedule, I've got a wards call schedule. That's a handy tool for making a big, complicated schedule more manageable. Your trusty sidekick, the info box. Your date range, most folks are scheduling by month or by rotation, depending on how they've defined those things. You can add post-it notes anywhere you'd like. There's a highlighter tool, which is really handy for highlighting somebody's assignments. And I think most commonly, oh, I should mention one more thing. If you do have an assignment on the call schedule and you need to split it, you can right-click on an assignment for an array of different options. You can split it, you can change the shift times, you can assign it as a bunch of other options, repetition, you can highlight things. I won't get too far into that. But I should say most commonly people ask about setting up their rotation dates. There's a good entry in the help index on this as well, but basically this info box, this floating sidekick toolbar is the best tool for that. Click on the date range above a block rotation and then you can adjust it. It's usually a good idea to get your date range, your blocks set before you start assigning things. Once you assign things, you have to be very careful about locking your assignments to the dates or having them fit to the possibly changing columns. That can get confusing for some folks. If you get stuck there, or if you get stuck anywhere, drop us a line. Out at amion.com, you'll see a contact link at the bottom, and the support email is the best place to reach us. A lot of folks are going to be working on their schedules this spring, and we're here to help. Also, this is a good chance for me to show you the help index. A lot of the most commonly asked questions and answers are out here. The red R indicates that they're residency specific. So the residence demo, if you've got an hour to sit and learn the ins and outs, is posted here. This is a good resource for anybody who's going to be working in the schedule system a lot. Okay, thanks for watching, and congratulations, and we'll talk to you soon.